I'm now going to make a very short screencast on projects in R because they're very useful. So first of all, I'll explain the principles and then I will show you how to actually do it. So the outline for making a project in R is first you make a new folder on your computer. So I actually mean a folder in some area that you're working on with your data, or somewhere in your computer that you want to work with your R syntax. We name this something relevant, and for instance we might call it module 1. Then we go into RStudio and we open RStudio, and then we go in and open a new project. This is just the first time you open it. Obviously once you've opened it you'll be able to go back and use it. So we open the new project, and then we can click on the folder name that you just made. So we'd click on browse, and I'll show you this, and we'd click on module 1. We'd open that, and then you'd be able to write code, keep data, and I'll explain a little more when we get there. So in summary, this is all about making a folder on your computer, making an R project in that folder, and notice how everything is going to be stored together. Then we close the project, and in the future you then have a project set up for the module, and maybe we set up one module, or one folder I should say, one project for each module. This might help you understand how to collect your data in one go. So what I'm first going to do is go into an area and make. So this is a small area on my computer. It doesn't really matter where I am, but I'm going to show you that you just need to make a new folder, and as I said previously, I'll just call it module 1. So now we have a new folder there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my RStudio. So I'm going to click on my R icon, and that'll take me into my R environment here. Okay. What I'm then going to do is it doesn't matter what it says, just take no notice of that at the moment. The first thing I always like to do if you're going to do this is to then say File, New Project, okay, second line down here, and up pops this. Now I always find this the easiest way to do it. You go into your existing directory, and I'm going to pop in there and try and find where I have that. So I'm just going to search. I know where it is. It's module 1, okay, and I select that folder, and then I say create project. Can you see where my in the middle there, create project? Okay, I'm creating it, and this is when it's actually doing the work. R has now created me a project, and can you see down here in the corner here, module 1 R project? That's really nice. The next thing I tend to do is go up into tools, and then I go global options, and I like to have my pane layout. So the next thing, I have my source on the top left, my console on the top right. You can see that's how I normally have it. Then I have environment down here and files down here. Now I just do apply, okay, and then when I start a new file, new R script, okay, see that top there? So file, new file, R script. This is when I have this little area in the top pane here, and you can actually resize that slightly, bring that over there. So this is now where I can put my code. So I like to sort of put a heading at the top and call this my first code for module 1. So at the top there, in the green, you can put anything you like. Typically we might put the author, then we might put in the date, and if you wanted to you could just put in something like simple calculations if you wanted to. So then you could just use it for simple calculations. I might think, okay, I want to do 100 plus 567, and when I do, I can either just be on that line and go Control Enter. I get the answer over on the right hand console there, okay. And if I wanted to do other things, I could make some data. I could say X, and I want to assign, so this is Alt, oops, not up there, down here, Alt dash, I want to assign combining these variables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, close brackets. And if I run that, Control Enter, you'll see down the bottom here in the left bottom, this is the environment. Now it says I have a value, and over here on the console side you can see that I've got X. So if I wanted to, I could bring in some other data. But in this essence, all I really want to show you is that here, at the moment, I don't have anything over in the bottom right because this is untitled. You can see it's red and it's untitled. So let me just give that a name. So I'm going to say save, and then it pops up, and I'll just call it code. Code 1 would be fine. It's just for today. And here it is, over here in the bottom right hand corner, you've got code 1. So if I wanted to start a new one, for instance, that might be for one of the things we're going to learn. You might want to do some new script. So here you have a second one. So this could be, maybe this is going to be for looking at, just like to put a little space at the top. What I often like to do is give it a file name, and so that this file name, if I've called the other one code 1, I'll call this code 2. And then I can say file, save as, and I'll just call it code 2. Whoops, I keep saying code 2, save. Now I've got two separate pieces of code, which is nice. Now, just to be consistent, I might actually enter a little bit more in here and say, notice how I'm using my hashes just to keep comments going, and I could call this file name code 1. And of course I've got a capital there, sorry, let's just be consistent. File, save. So I've got two pieces of code. And another thing you can do, which is really handy, if you do file, compile notebook, which is down here, and it will just run it for me, and I can keep it as a PDF, compile. Even though it's a tiny bit of code, it will save that for me, and you can see you've got the code, you've got what you did, what the answer was, and it's quite nice to be able to see that. So if I wanted to, I could close this project, which I'll do now. File, close all, and then if I wanted to, you can click on that, and if you want to, you can see that either as a PDF, or you can even save other types of files. So really, just for now, that's what we did. We made a folder, we made a project, an R project in that folder. I tried to show you how things are stored together, close the project, and we can use these for each module, so you can have all of the data, all of the code in one place, in one project. Okay.